First time nursing with it, getting it all figured out. We'll see how this works. You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. So previously we did not have an amazing day or amazing evening. We got stuck, we had issues. 7520 is good to party. But if you watched the previous video, we ran the new Mac, new to me Mac, and we will not be field spreading with it because of restrictions both as traction and as hydraulic flow, which I figured the hydraulic flow might fight me some, but I was hoping I could get away with it, which will be fine. The main reason I'm setting trucks up is to transfer manure. So the limitations on this is the PTO speed is based on the transmission speed as far as what gear, so 1 through 5, and 1 does not give you enough flow to actually run, but when you're sitting parked and you put it in 5th, then it'll got plenty of flow and you can unload. So that's where it's going to be, which is without floater tires. And I don't plan on buying floater tires because honestly, this whole truck, this whole combo costed almost as much as floater tires would be. That tire is a little low, but alrighty. Those are my limitations. So we did get that truck. What we got to finish up on that is putting the nurse boom back on. So we got it cut up, ready to go. I don't know why this track door is open in the rain, but we're gonna drain that tank out right there, the Husky tank, because it had some trouble, and I'm gonna look at the impeller. I think we got to weld some wear plates onto it, and yeah, then we'll do some sun's supposed to come out. It rained quite a bit yesterday. Then we'll actually do some transferring of manure at farther fields, which is really what I set that truck up for. Appreciate you guys watching along, liking, subscribing. Let's dive into today.
You still got shit.
Yep. Let it drain out. That one stays in there. We'll just flip it right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That might be our biggest issue. Impeller actually looks good. I think it's this.
Yes.
Plastic.
It's metal.
No.
Yeah,
Is it?
I thought it was plastic. It's metal.
I gotta hang it somewhere. good though.
Maybe that's my issue. Oh, shit.
After discovery, having metal wrapped around your pump probably doesn't help you. And if we look inside, you guys can't see it right now, there was a baffle in this tank, which makes it nice, but at the same point, that baffle is no longer working in the tank. So, impeller's good, but the rest of it, well, that probably sucks forward and locks it all up when it's flowing, and then, so what we gotta do is I'm gonna hose out inside of it, and I'm get in and cut that out. You're pretty wet, and you haven't been helping me. Got it all sealed back up. Quite a few solid pieces came out, or solids, but this had a door in it, or I mean a wall in it, and that's what's left of the wall. So the top, the fill door needs to be replaced, and that's been on my list. So when I replace that, I'll put a wall back in it. The wall just keeps it from shifting back and forth and pushing you around some. Not a major thing for a 3,000 gallon tanker, but we'll throw that back in. About 24 hours ago, we started this process. Well, somebody started this process of trying to pump some manure. We successfully pumped 14,000 gallons yesterday. Might sound like a lot. It ain't. But we're back at it. That pit is full. Got the tanker, got the tractor tanker all cleaned up, fixed up inside for now. We're gonna give it a go, see if it spreads. If that's the case, the 4.5 acres out back won't take very long, and we'll keep the ball rolling. I would like to try out the nurse boom on the Mac, so we're gonna do that just to make sure we're good to go. I gotta fix the nurse boom, I gotta finish the nurse boom on the Hool tanker, and then yeah, we'll get going on everything. So it's been a battle. Appreciate you guys joining along for all of it. So. I usually don't end up spreading with the tanker, but figured I'd give it a go, and then I'll let them take over, run this, and I'll get in the truck or finish up some projects. So pastures are looking pretty green. Yeah, the low spots are looking a little yellow because it's been pretty wet. We're not that far off from cutting grass, so we gotta get going. Definitely gotta get going, but cold and wet. Well, we're spreading. Load number 3 rolling out. We did some changing. So this is my second load after I've changed some things. I still gotta, well, let me explain what goes on. This manure is too salt. It needs more liquid in it. Our milkroom waste does not go into our manure pit, and it should, but because of our location, we're part of a test trial area that actually puts our milkroom waste through like a gray water thing and checks everything. Total waste of money, millions of dollars wasted, but that's out of our hands. It's not our money that was wasted, but it is our headaches because we end up adding water to our slurry store. So it's too thick, and it just wasn't spreading well. It's slow at pumping as well. The truck pumps are much better, they're just all around better pumps, to be honest. So they can pump well. This was struggling. So I took a few PTO shafts and made one that I hooked to the tanker on that, and then it hooked to the 1000 shaft on this. So we were running a 540 shaft, and I've seen like the bigger ones, they get 1000 on them, but I always figured that this was a 540, and when I first got it, it was good. The impeller looked really good, so I put in 1000, and we're running it at like 700. and it spreads like a dream. So I think that's gonna fix our issues. I do have to pull the drawbar out because it's a little, the PTO shaft's a little long, and I'm not gonna cut it because I took one half off the rotary mower, the bush hog, and one half off the older disc spine, the Kuhn disc spine. So spread it along. So it might look really green, but it's light because we never put fertilizer on it this spring. I forgot I actually seeded it. Otherwise I probably would have put manure on it this spring. But that is much better. So I did have to spray foam a few little holes. So I got some ideas in the works as far as we're gonna switch that doorway out and things like that. This was my $500 tank that I bought a tire for, and pretty much have been running it since. And that was 3 years ago, maybe. It was the first thing I ever picked up with my gooseneck. We went down to Kentucky. It was a good little trip, me and Yanko, partying it up. So the reason why it's got some holes is because it was sitting with manure in spots, and it's on the back panel, and it was all curved up. So I always got to make sure that these things get emptied out at the end of the year, because nothing kills a tanker more than manure just sitting in them. First time nursing with it, getting it all figured out. We'll see how this works. Well, it works. I got more RPM, so. Full loads. So I didn't even time that one. I should have. We got to do a different fill door on there, but we've gone over this. Yeah, so I got more in there. I should have about another 200 or 2,000 gallons in here. That's why someday I'd like to get to the point where I got a 5,000 gallon tank that I work into. Let's climb up and check it out. Oh. One thing, I haven't cut the hole in here yet, which we got to do that because the manure is just going to drop down in. As you see, there's water in it. So got my float, got to paint that, got to move it up a little bit. Oh yeah, we probably got another 2,000 in there. So that's pretty sweet. Oh, that's from filling it. I was going to say, why are we leaking? But that's splashing over the side and landing on that. Everything else looks good. We greased it all up. Yeah, we got to do some little things, but laying it right on. So I'll chisel plow this in after. I'm just messing around, making sure that I actually can nurse manure and it works before I get people lined up to actually go spreading. But this does speed him up, because usually he'd run up to the tank, but he's coming right to me, so he can take load and 2/3 of a load. And then yeah, he doesn't have much left here, so I really should get that other truck finished up for the nurse boom, and I might have the opportunity to have somebody else run these trucks, and we'll just keep spreading so that we get it down some. Timed it on that one, so minute 30, minute 40 probably. 3,000 gallons off, so that ain't too bad. Nothing too crazy, but for my cheap pump setup and where we're at, it works. So I still got 2,000 gallons in me or so, and he'll spread that quick, and then he'll come back. trial run as far as nursing went really good. So that's what it's supposed to do. We got to figure out the connection up there. We got to make it tighter because the battery or the supply coming back every now and then is loose. So you got to get out, wiggle it, and then it starts running. But boom worked good. Dylan already called me, said any leaks? None that I can see of in the trough. You did a good job, Dylan. So yeah, it's good we got the spread plate on, or the cap on, but this setup will not be spreading. But going forward, maybe we'll set another one up or have multiple trucks or do a lot of different things. Nurse boom. Once we get the nurse boom on, that trailer is going to be good. Nurse boom. Yep. So it is welded at this end, but we got to build the 90 to go back in. So we got to figure out the length of that. Here's where we're at. I got it up and on there. No hose yet. Not tightened down just in case we got to take it off. Got that cut, and I got another piece that is going to get welded onto here. I got a 90 that I've had for ever. There we go. Welded on. That 90 actually came with the Mac with that blue tank, but we're welded. Nothing too crazy. I hate that door. It like sat down so that you could agitate back in. That's why they did it. So at some point maybe I'll just put a bucket on it as well. But this is a 6-inch compared to an 8-inch, and the other tanker actually goes from an 8-inch to a 10-inch, so makes the corner a little bit better. But that will be a lot better than it spraying all over everything as we're offloading. Honestly, it's turning into a really nice day. So he's hauling loads across the road, and he'll get that field done. So I'm gonna be pretty busy later with the 7520 and plowing, but we got to finish this up. That way, tomorrow it's supposed to rain, but the next day we have the trucks ready to run, and I got some help, and we'll get going. So got my pipe, Mr. Flags, with his recommendation, and I still got his jack. So once I get done, I'll give that jack back to you. Which, if you look at this, made in the USA for Honda. Yeah, that's, and then the phone's going off. But alrighty, got the one side on, just got to get the other side on. So we're gonna take it off, slide it forward, expand it out, and do the same thing. Well, we got it on there. That was a battle. So that is all the way up in the air. It's on. Doesn't look pretty. We got different colors going on and everything else like that, but these bolts fought me quite a bit getting them back in. Nope, you're all the way. Francisco's never run this, so he's learning. Something changed. Yeah, something changed as far as how far it goes to stop. Go up a little. Go up a little. I think we got less play back there. Oh, I probably didn't weld this straight. Damn. Because I didn't weld it straight, I had to do a little notch here. So we're just going to have to add a little bit of metal back in because it doesn't line up perfectly. But that's in there. It's good that that nurse boom's on there. Yeah, fought me some. We got to do a little fine tuning so it's easy to do in the cab. The other trailer, you can see all of it, which is neat. A lot of people are like, oh, that trailer's so short, blah, blah, blah. You can see everything that goes on top of it when you're sitting like that. So, yeah, I'm absolutely exhausted. Today has really drained me out. And honestly, I was gonna go plowing with the 7520, get that stuff worked in before the rain. But granted, because we did spread it on cover crop ground, well, it's got cover crop growing in everywhere we spread. We're not going to harvest this cover crop because we never fertilized it this spring, and we should have, honestly. I should have spread more manure on it, but spreading on those fields with the truck would have been really challenging, and we didn't know the issue with the tanker. But we got the tanker all fixed, so that's a plus for today. Took about a foot of manure out of the tank today. And right now it is not pumping any manure. It got solid, like, so the pump, yeah, is unhappy. Slurry stores and those pumps, they hate pumping solid manure. Well, not as liquid manure. So big downside. So I'm probably gonna go to work tomorrow because it's supposed to rain all day, and I got a lot of stuff to do. My day job. And somebody did ask, what's your day job? I work on robots. I guess if you're new to the channel, you didn't know that. So I work on robots for the local Laval dealership as my day job. I call it my day job. It can be a night job too. It can be an all-the-time job. Just depends. Goes in waves. So yeah, they're gonna pump water into that slurry store tomorrow. That way we're good to run Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Looks beautiful for weather. So got some truck drivers lined up for some of the days. If I can get both trucks rolling and us nursing into literally our furthest fields that we haul manure are the fields that we're going to spread on. So after that, we got some closer fields that have cover crop on that we are going to harvest it, so we're not going to do that. So if I keep the trucks rolling for 2-3 days, yeah, keep the tractor in the field, keep the trucks rolling, we'll have plenty of good content and we will get plenty done. And I am very, very excited to run the 7520. So I'm actually really excited to run that as a nurse setup. I really enjoy driving that truck. Like, I don't know. When we brought that back, so when I went to New Jersey, you got to keep in mind, I literally bought that truck, looked it over, ran through some things, jumped in it, drove to New Jersey from Pennsylvania, back to Pennsylvania, then drove it home from Pennsylvania. Truck and trailer. I know I'm nuts. I know. But I'm very satisfied. I'd do it again. I don't know if we're ever going to find a nurse kit as cheap as we did for that. But if we do, then we'll find another trailer. This goes back to like 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm never building another manure trailer. I don't mean to lie to you guys like that, but when you're doing it, you're like, I just want this to end. But now, yeah. And I will definitely be buying more R models in my future. I just enjoy the trucks. And yeah, you treat them good, they treat you good. In 20-30 years, you're not going to see some of these plastic Volvos and stuff like that. The new Macs, I know, they're not like the old Macs. So you're not going to see any of those trucks, which is really sad. And all these Peterbilts that are new now will just be deleted, and well, or we'll be driving electric vehicles. But I'll still be driving that. Well, one of them. Hopefully that. Hopefully it sticks with me for 20-30 years. We'll see. But alrighty, I'm gonna move the corn planter inside because it's gonna rain. 75-20. Holy smokes, I'm exhausted. So it's okay if I get out of here. It's 7:30. We got tacos. It's Tuesday. 75-20 is good to run, but it's gonna stay inside because, yeah, I like that thing. And we're gonna move that over and park it next to the other one. We still got to put a cover on the back. I know. We still got some little things to do. We still got some paint to put on. I still got to cross out the flammable because somebody was like, that's a good idea to cross that out because if you get in an accident, they're like, oh my God, it's flammable. But my placards don't say anything, so they'd pull up and say, oh, it's not. Plus they'd be like, oh, it's a manure trailer because, yeah, they know me. Alrighty, today was a decent day. I appreciate you guys watching along, all the support. You guys are awesome. First 2 days of manure hauling. First day was like a trial run. Today was kind of a trial run, getting all the kinks worked out. That's what happens when you have a new truck, new trailer. A lot of things, a lot of moving parts. So appreciate you guys though. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you on the next one. We're gonna keep on farming away. So have a good one.